Jai Hind students, how are you all? Today we are going to study the last tense, that is future tense. Okay, my dear students, as you know very well that the future tense is used to express an action or incident that is likely to happen in future. Okay, now we are going to study the first type of the future tense, that is simple future tense. Now let us study about the uses. The first use of the simple future tense is to express the actions that will happen in the future or likely to happen in the future. Okay, it is easy to understand. Next usage, to indicate habitual actions that will happen in the future. Okay, so sometimes this tense is also used to show some habitual actions that will happen in the future. Now you first see the example. We will go on a holiday soon. So this is a sentence of simple future tense and it is showing an action that will happen in the future, right? Next example, the class will begin at 9 a.m. Here also the sentence shows an action, or rather I must say here a habitual action. Try to understand it. There is a habitual action that will happen in the future. The class always begins at 9 a.m. So it shows a habitual action, right? Next usage, to offer to do something. This tense, simple future tense, is also used to show some offer to do something or to ask somebody to do something or to make a promise also. Now let us understand by some examples. The first example, mother, I shall help you clean the kitchen. So here in this sentence there is an offer which is being offered to the mother. Okay, now the next example, Rohan, will you please get me a glass of water? So here again you are asking somebody to do something. See here, it is also written here, to ask somebody to do something. So here in this sentence we are asking for a glass of water. So it is written, Rohan, will you please get me a glass of water? So here you can say asking. We are asking something. Next, the last one is your promise. Read the sentence. I will certainly help you. So this sentence shows your promise. Okay. Now, my dear students, there is also another form of the verb which is also used to show the actions in the future time. It is also written here. Besides using shall and will, actually I want to tell you that the helping verb of simple future tense are shall and will. Okay, so instead of these helping verbs we can also use the be going to, okay, form of the verb to show a future action, right? Be going to, and its expanded form is be is used for am is are plus ing form going, then to, and then first form of the verb. Okay, so it is used to discuss a future plan or intention, right? So this going to form is also used to show future actions. Now we will understand by some example. You can see here, we are going to join WhatsApp classes next month. So here in this sentence, see the structure. are, is, either we have to use a, is, am or are. So here we have used here are, then ing form, going, going, and then to we have used here, and then first form of the verb. So here this sentence is also showing the action which will happen in the future. Okay. Now, as I had already told you that helping verb of this tense is will or shall, and we have to use here the first form of the verb. It is written V1. Okay, so these are the rules of simple future tense. Now, as we have been practicing while studying the tense, the first sentence is affirmative sentence. Okay, so we will see some affirmative sentences one by one. First, the form, or you can say the structure, how we have to frame the sentences. So your rules says that we have to write first subject, then helping verb, and helping verb are your will or shall, then first form of the verb, and then object. So this is the form. Now, based on the form, you can see the example. The first one, I shall go to school tomorrow. So here this sentence is showing an action which will be done in the future. Okay, and I is your what? Subject. Shall is your helping verb, then first form of the verb, and then your object, right? Next example, they will play a football match against DAV school. Again, they is your subject, will is your helping verb, then play is your first form of the verb, main verb, and then your object. Okay. Now, there is a rule also of using will and shall. Try to understand it. Generally, or you can say normally, we use shall with I and we, and will is used with you, they, he, she, or it. Okay. So here now try to understand my point. If we want to emphasize our point, or if we are very much certain about doing an action, then in that situation we can use shall with you, they, he, she, it. So try to understand my point. If you want to emphasize your point, or if you are very much certain to do an action, then you have to use shall with all these subjects. And if you want to use will and you want to emphasize your point, then will be used with I and we. Okay. So in general, we have to use shall with I and we, will with these pronouns. But if we want to emphasize our point, then you have to use, or we can use shall with these pronouns and will with I and we. I think my point is very much clear to you. Next, negative sentences. Form, see the form, subject, then helping verb, will or shall, then not, then first form of the verb, and then object. Example, I shall not go to school tomorrow. Again, I is your subject, helping verb according to the subject, not, then first form of the verb, and then your object. Next example, they will not play a football match against DAV school. So they is your subject, will is your helping verb, not, then first form of the verb, and then your object. Right? Now move on to the next type of the sentence, that is interrogative sentences. Form is the same which we have been using. Will or shall, helping verbs, then subject, then not. If we want to use not, then we have to use not between the subject and the main verb, and then your object. And these are the sentences which starts with helping verbs. Okay, example now, shall I not go to school? Okay, so again helping verb, subject, not is there if you want to use it, and then first form of the verb, and then your object. Another example, will they not play a football match against DAV school? Again your helping verb according to the form structure, then subject, then not if you want to use it, and then your first form of the verb, and then your object. Okay, next. Yes, the next sentences of interrogative is the sentence which starts with WH words. Okay, so the form is your WH words, then helping verb, then subject, and if you want to use not, then you have to use not between the subject and the main verb, first form of the verb, and then object. See the examples. When will you go there? When is your WH word, then helping verb, then subject, then main verb, and then your object. Okay, now another example in which we have also used not. Why will they not play a football match? So here why, WH word, will, helping verb, then comes your subject, then not, main verb, first form of the verb, and then your object. So this is the completion of simple future tense. Now let us study the second type of the future tense, that is future continuous tense. Okay, next type, second type. Now see the usage. This tense is used to express a continuous action in future. Try to understand my point. This tense is used to show an action which will be going on in future. Okay, see the example. I shall be doing my work till next week. So here this sentence is showing an action that will be going on in the future. Okay, next usage, to indicate an action that has been planned or is certain to happen in the future. Okay, sometimes this tense is also used to show the actions which has been already planned. Okay, example, Ria will be joining a school next month. So here the action is fixed, okay, of joining the school. So we use this tense also in this manner. Okay, now the rules. Helping verb of this tense are will be and shall be. Either we have to use will be or shall be. Okay, and which form of the verb we have to use? We have to use ing form of the verb, first form plus ing form, right? Now again, first we will take affirmative sentences. Now the form structure, subject plus helping verb will be or shall be, then ing form, and then object. Now examples, we shall be studying in this school for the next 3 years. So this sentence is showing an action which will be going on in the future time. Okay, So we is your subject, shall be is your helping verb according to the subject. We have used here shall be because I already told you that shall is used with I and we. Okay, next example, I shall be living in Delhi. So here again I is your subject, shall be is your helping verb, then ing form of the verb, and then your object. Okay, next, negative sentences. So the structure is your subject, then helping verb, then not. Try to understand this. Here not should be used between will or shall and be. Always remember. And then ing form and then object. Now example one by one. I shall not be waiting for you. Here I is your subject, shall is your helping verb, then we have used not between shall and be. Okay, then ing form and then your object. Next example, they will not be helping you. So here again there is your subject, will, helping verb, then not, then be, and then ing form and then object. So these are the examples of negative sentences. Now the last one, interrogative sentences. See here the form structure. First, the sentences which starts with helping verb. Okay, so helping verb, will, shall, then subject, and if you want to use not, then it will come between the subject and be. Okay, so it's important, plus ing form and then object. Now see the examples. The first one, shall I not be waiting for you? So first of all, we have to write the helping verb, then the subject, then we have to use not. Not here. See the structure. Not is always used between the subject and be, and then ing form and then your object. Okay, so here see. Now the next example is, will the chief guest not be coming to attend our function? So again helping verb, then the subject, then not, then be, and then ing form and then your object. Okay, and the next type of the interrogative sentences which starts with wh words. See the structure, wh words plus will or shall helping verb, then subject, then be, then ing, and then object. Okay, so this is the structure of sentences which starts with wh words. The first example, when will they be playing a football match? When is your wh word, will is your helping verb, then your subject, then comes your be, then comes your ing form and then your object. Another example, where will Ram be going to? So here where is your wh word, will is your helping verb, Ram is your subject, be, then ing form and then your object. So that's all.